hope you all are well. I'm doing pretty good too. So tonight I'm going to work on a wooden camper, birdhouse camper, that I got from Dollarama. This one I got the window taped up right now, but I've got a similar one from Dollarama. That's that one I chalk painted just to start it, but it had like I don't know if you can see the little metal grate, but I just taped the metal grate in that window just to protect it while I'm painting. And it also had the little tie on the top that I cut off on this one here. So yeah, these were they're $4 at Dollarama, and they have these two styles. So there they got, like, this one's got the ribbed roof, and this one has got the little canopy on the top. So I thought I'd do them up. I know they were just getting them back at Dollarama, and yeah, they were just getting them back in stock. They had them last year too, and yeah, so they were just getting them back in stock this year. So I was happy to see that they're having them again this year. Yeah, I know how cats can be. Thanks. So here from Mississippi, that's great. And I'm glad you're doing a project too. That's awesome. Hope y'all are well. We had kind of a nice day here today. It wasn't too bad. It's been raining quite a bit the last couple days, but not as bad as down south. Southern Alberta is actually flooding even. So I'm just taking my nail file because I noticed there's, I don't know if it's a paint goob or a glue goob on the roof of this here, and I just want to smooth it off a little bit. I just took chalk paint to this camper. I probably didn't need to because it's wood, but I thought I would do it anyways. So I thought I'd Mod Podge this one. I was going to paint it, but then I kind of thought, well, you know what, I think I'm going to Mod Podge it with a napkin just for fun. I'm actually located close to Edmonton, Alberta, which is more on the western side of Canada. And yeah, I'm just about 45 minutes outside of Edmonton. So yeah, on the west coast, more on the west end. Yeah, and I'm kind of new to crafting on lives. I've been crafting my whole life since I was like in my teens, but I've only started going live, I don't know, I think it was March, I think it was. Can't remember exactly. So yeah. Oh, my comments are not scrolling. There we go. Hopefully I'll notice that again. So yeah, let's get ahead with this. Go ahead with these. Get going, get going. Yeah, I was hoping to be on like quite a while ago, but yeah, ended up playing with that Cricut there for quite a while. So yeah, as I was saying, you guys feel free to chit chat as I'm working, and because you know what, it's awesome how wonderful the crafting community people are. They're really friendly, so it's nice to be able to visit. So I'm going to I decided I'm going to Mod Podge this napkin. It's one of my napkins that I've got in one of my bundles that I have on my Canada napkin trade group that I have. I think I posted earlier today the link to that. So yeah. Oop. Now there. I didn't grab my tablet for looking at comments, so yeah. I'm going to try my best to keep up. If I miss any comments, I do read over again after I'm done the live. So if you have any questions or suggestions or anything like that, I will answer you after I'm done my live. So don't be afraid to ask questions. And if there's any ways I can improve doing my lives, just let me know too. I'm going to start from the back. The back is just plain. And I'm just using Mod Podge. This is the matte Mod Podge. It doesn't matter because this is just going as kind of acting as the glue if you use matte or glossy. So it does not matter. The tricky part is going to be getting underneath this wheel without getting my wheel all gunked up. So yeah, and then you want to get it so it's not super thick, but you want enough where it's going to keep the napkin on. Napkins are quite thin, so you got to keep your Mod Podge layers not too crazy thick, not too goopy on that. So there we go. And I did pick up an iron the other day, and I'm gonna try the iron-on method. I should have got it ready for today to try, but I was so busy focusing on my Cricut, I didn't want to waste any more time playing around with something new. Because the nice thing about the iron-on method that I've heard is that you can reposition your napkins. It doesn't stick to the glue right away. And all I'm doing is there's a slight line on the printer line on the bottom of this napkin, so I'm just cutting it off because I don't want that white line being on my camper here. So I'm just cutting that white line off of this napkin to get rid of it. There we go. Now the trick, getting it underneath that wheel without hopefully making a mess. I got it. Woo. There we go. Yeah, I just got an iron, a mini iron. I have a big iron, but I don't have a mini. I didn't have a mini iron until just now, so I've got one now, so I'm gonna give it a try, but I didn't have it set up yet tonight, so I was goofed up there. I should have got it early already. And I'm just using my water pen. You can use just a paintbrush with water to take off your excess. And then I also use, and where is it? There it is. I just use a old butter knife just to help tear it off close to the edge where I want it to tear. Just so too much doesn't tear in the wrong spot. And it saves getting a bunch of glue on your fingers too, I think. So yeah. And I think I'm going to paint the roof of this camper white. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it white. And then I'm going to do like the door and that in kind of this aqua color. Kind of hard to see where that edge of that ribbed roof sits. It doesn't have to be exact. It can be just generally in the right area, as long as I don't get it too far off. Like, it's better I stick to the ribbed area versus ripping too far into the siding of the camper area. Well, hopefully all you guys are well. I heard some areas are getting really hot, and down south of us here is actually flooding. It's been raining a lot down there. It rained for 2 days here, but it wasn't as crazy as that. Thank goodness. But I think we got a couple inches of rain. I keep on forgetting to look at my rain gauge to see what we got over the last 2 days here. And I think it's supposed to rain again tomorrow. I don't know how much, so I didn't look at the weather app to see how much. we're going to get hopefully not a whole lot again, because I don't want to see flooding. That's the last thing our farmers need is floods. But it was a nice day today. It was 20 degrees-ish here today, which is about 70 for my American viewers, American friends. Oh, 100 is hot. I can't even imagine it. Evelyn, hello. Ramona, you wanted me to read? Working on a project, also know I got aggravated with it, so I quit for today. You know what? I was watching a few crafters today, and it seems like it's the day of issues. Everybody I saw is having like malfunctions with their crafts. So hopefully, knock on wood, I don't have any issues like tonight. Well, I kind of did already with my Cricut. I was having troubles trying to figure it out. It just wasn't quite cutting through on my cardstock. It was, and then when it finally did cut through all the way, it was bunching up my my cuts instead of keeping the, because I was trying to do some lettering on the for the back of this camper, but I'll get that later, I guess. Learning curve. Learning curve. I think with some of the problem might be is because I'm trying to use it with my phone, and I've heard that it doesn't work as good when you use it with your phone. So I'm going to try it with my tablet, and if that doesn't work, then I'm going to dig out my old laptop. So here it is so far. And I'm just going to add a little bit more glue on the edges, because you definitely don't want it lifting on your edges. Just be careful with your napkin when you tap it on. If you get a little too aggressive with, and especially if you have a lot of glue on your brush or whatever, it will tear where you're tapping. So be very gentle with it. I do usually try to use a sponge, but this was kind of a small area, and my sponge was a little too big for that. So and it is sticking to that wheel, so I gotta unstick that. Okay, I'm just going to take my blow dryer and I'm going to dry underneath that wheel right away here. So hopefully it doesn't stick to that wheel again. So hang on, I'll be turning that on in a second. Watch your ears. Oh gosh, Ramona, I have really pale skin. I wear sunblock all the time. With my lupus, I have really sensitive skin with the sun, and that I get rashes really easy. So yeah, I wear SPF 30 in the winter and SPF at least 60 in the summer. So I'm always putting sunblock on left, right, and center. Otherwise, I end up with a rash from head to toe that's like a million mosquito bites. Oh, Denise, I hear ya. It took me, I think, about a day to get my bedroom organized for when, because my bedroom is not just a craft room, it's an actual spare bedroom. So I had to get it ready for when my dad was going to be here. So yeah. Yes, so, but he's been gone all week again, so it's kind of a mess again. So when he comes back, I'm going to have to organize again. Just, I don't know. Craft stuff seems just to get everywhere, so. I think that's just the way it goes for any crafter. It turns into a mudslide in no time flat. So I'm just wrapping this around the back side now too. And this is actually where I wanted to put that little sign on the back of this. And it was a little sign that I had that I wanted to say camping life or camper's life. And yeah, I don't know. I'll try again, but not tonight. I was getting frustrated, so that was enough. Enough for one night. Enough frustration for one night. Ah, yeah. Well, that'll be nice having them for visiting. I know it's nice having company, but it's worth having to do the extra work, I'd say. I think I'm going to try to order some rice paper because I heard rice paper is a little easier to work with than napkins. And then I can print onto the rice paper. I'm going to give that a try. So I'm just using a old bread bag just to tap down on there. That's just to press down some of the wrinkles in that. Just because otherwise it might stick, the napkin might stick to your fingers a bit. So that's why it's good to use that. And I think I'm going to tear that off on that area here too. And like I said, you can always use a wet paintbrush instead of a paintbrush too, or paint pen. But the paint pen is nice because you don't have to be redunking it every few minutes. So I do kind of like it a little better. There we go. There's that side and the back side. I'm just looking to make sure that I've got it sealed on all the edges. And I just add just a tiny bit more on the edges just to make sure that it's not going to bubble up. It usually works pretty good on wood. It usually works really well on wood. Go. Hi. 92 degrees in Pennsylvania. Oof. Yeah, it was only 70 or 71-ish today here. So not too bad. Oh, I think it would be hard to check that roof because it's, I don't know if you could tell, but it's kind of a rounded edge. But my other camper's got a smooth roof. So I might, this one here, I might try doing checks. I've never painted checks really before. Checks are kind of a iffy thing here. I know they're really big in the States, but here in Canada, nobody knows who Mackenzie Child is. Or at least next to nobody knows who Mackenzie Child is here. So, yeah. So it's kind of, I'm not sure if I should try that. Because I don't know if it would go over here or not. I'm just trying to match up the napkin where the butterfly is going to sit to see if it's going to kind of match up in the right spot. if it's going to look okay, or if nah, I think I'm just going to start fresh. I want that butterfly to kind of sit where you can see most of it. So yeah, I'm going to go do that. Yeah, I could stripe it, that's for sure. My comments scrolling, no, they're not. I don't know why. Hi, Sherry. Great seeing you. How are you this evening? Alright, I got my fan on, so I'm hoping my napkin won't take off here in the room. This bedroom's a little bit of a warm room, so. And then being of the mature age, I sometimes get, well, mature age and lupus, I sometimes get little hot flashes. So, yeah, I fluctuate between cold and hot all the time with my lupus. It's so annoying. Try not to glue my wheel down here. I sure love these little campers. I love camping though. Fun. And if it only stopped raining here, maybe we could actually get out there and camp again. But I know I'm going to be going camping next month for a week. And then we've got a family reunion too that we're going to be kind of camping. I won't be camping, but I'll be going out where the rest of my family will be camping, because this is really close to here. And having like hot dogs and potlucks and a whole bunch of family and games and stuff like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And that's on my stepdad's side of the family, so that's right after my camping week. So okie dokie. Let's see if I can get this kind of lined up somewhat. And again, trying to get around that wheel. Well, I'm going to have to trim that off because that's sticking out too far. Because it's going to get in the way of that wheel. I think I trimmed off enough. Well, maybe not. I'll just trim it all the way across. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. I'm just trying to get this one butterfly lined up so that you can see most of it. And it's always a little tricky when you're trying to get it into corners, like on the edge of that roof there. And also, I'm just going to cut it here around this doorway. So I'm going to paint that doorway after. So I can get it in there before that glue dries. If you are doing something though where you're worried about your glue drying because some sort of delay, you could always just take, I keep a water bottle and just mist it with a bit of water, just a fine mist, and then that way that'll buy you a little bit more time to keep that glue wet as you get it down. Oh, that's such a tiny spot in there. That's going to be tricky too. Get in there. Get in there. I definitely wouldn't have got the iron into this. It would have never fit into there. Oh, don't tear. Okay. I am Yeah, hot flashes, not fun at all. Good to see you too, Sheri. I'm going to be in a camper, actually a camper van. So yeah. So it's just a little camper. It's good for, it's just me, so it'll be good enough for that. It will be good. Hopefully the weather will be good. It's, the area that we're going to is notoriously bad for rain. It's a huge lake. I don't know if you ever look on a map of Alberta. There's a huge lake. You can't even see across it. It's so big. And but the fishing's good there. So that's what my uncles and that love. So that's why we always go there. We've been going there since I was a little kid. So yeah. So we're going. It's always usually a good time. Even if it's raining, it's still a good time. Still fun. The only time it's kind of a little nervous is when if the guys are out on the lake and the storms hit. Because some of those storms can get the waves just massive on that lake, where they get higher than the fishing boats, even the waves. We don't have the big, like, ocean size boats over here, so you really gotta be careful with your fishing if the storm comes around. But if the weather's nice, it's really nice. It's got sandy beaches. It's almost like the ocean almost. It's got beautiful sandy beaches, but it's cold. Ooh, it's cold. When I was a kid, I used to go swimming in it, and I would swim in there all day. But now that I'm older, it's like I get in there and I'm like, it's cold. But I try to go at least once every summer to swim, because I don't want to admit that I'm getting old. Old and turning into a wuss. Yeah. But it does feel refreshing, even if you do go when it's really, really wet. Oh boy, this is tricky getting in here. Tricky. It's just a tiny, like, 1/4 of an inch gap in here to get my knife in and get this napkin around the corner. Ah, I did it. Use a bit of glue just to tack this down. Come on, don't tear in there. Come on, don't tear. Yeah, it's being picky in that little gap, but I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Whew, that was tricky. Tricky. I'm gonna get stuck on the wheels again. Put a bit of plastic in there just to hold it while it's drying or something. Maybe I'll just try my spatula in there. See if that'll work. Yeah, Carol's had some really bad accidents on it. Horrible. Yeah, I couldn't handle a tent anymore. Plus, I tend to get up at night to go bathroom. I don't know about you ladies, but I still get up often to go bathroom at night. And it sucks if you have to go running to the outhouse in the middle of the night, especially up here. Sometimes we have bears, so especially up at that campground, we definitely have got bears there. I know every time I go there, I'm always looking in the bush with my flashlight. Because I don't run fast no more. I can't get away from no bear. Well, I never could get away from a bear. Bears run really, really fast, if you guys don't know. They can outrun a horse. So if they can outrun a horse, they can outrun any human. So yeah. Yeah, I definitely... They're just black bears up there, so that's good. At least they're not grizzlies. Well, they can be grizzlies, but I haven't seen a grizzly up there for many, many, many years. About half an hour north of there, though, there's definitely grizzlies. That's where my hometown was, and there's lots of grizzlies where my hometown is. They actually have an influx of them in the last year or so coming into town again, which hasn't happened for probably over 10 years there. Like black bears, yes, but not grizzlies. So seems like the bears have been doing a little better lately up there, which I kind of like. We need bears for keeping the ecosystem balanced. Gotta keep the system in check. Come on, tear. Oh, you're not tearing over there. I'm gonna have to try to tear that one spot a little better. Get in there. Boy, that little gap is giving me troubles. Whew. Might have to do a patch job in that corner. A patch job. We'll see how it looks here in a minute. And where's my butter knife? So what I'm doing is I'm just using the flat edge of my knife to hold the napkin down, and then I'm using the serrated edge of the other knife just to tear that section in where I in that small gap, because I can't get my fingers in there. So yeah, you could probably use tweezers too, but I find my little knives work pretty good for that. And they're just cheap little, I don't even know where I got these knives from. They're ones I'm not crazy about, so I dug them out of my silverware drawer and tossed them into the craft room. And I use them all the time. They're also handy if you got hot glue on something and you don't want to... I use my silicone spatulas too for hot glue, but I sometimes use my knife. Knife is what I actually learned with, what to use on hot glue when I first started using hot glue when I was a teenager. I used to make those padded photograph albums when I was a teenager, and so yeah, that's when I very first started using hot glue, way back when. I was probably like 15, 16 when I first started using making those. See if that's gonna, yep, silicone spatula shoved in there, kept that off the tire, so that's good. Oh, litter box time, woohoo! Black bears aren't too bad generally, as long as you stay away from their food and you stay away from their babies. They're not too bad. They generally stay away from you. Usually they're more scared of you than you are of them, really. Grizzlies, though, are a different story. Grizzlies can be downright mean. And sneaky. Very sneaky. I was actually watching a video on Facebook the other day. This rancher in the mountains, the Rocky Mountains here, he has horses, and he has a really, really high fence to protect his horses from bears and cougars and whatnot and so forth. And there was a grizzly there, but so I think his horse's fence should generally protect his horses, but his neighbor's horse was on the pasture next to him, and the bear was eyeing up this neighbor's horse, and oh my gosh, that would have scared the living daylights out of me. He did, and unfortunately, fortunately, grizzlies are protected bears. You can't just shoot them. Actually, maybe you can in some areas shoot them now. I heard that there's a few places that you can shoot grizzlies now, but I don't know if his is one of those areas or not. But anyways, as I was gonna say, he just took a gun and he shot it into the ground near the grizzly to scare it off, and it did scare him, but he did come back for a couple days later too. And luckily he finally got a hold of his neighbor though with that one horse and got the horse moved out of there. So thank goodness. I would have been so worried for that poor horse, because grizzlies kill horses all the time. Well, even moose are even bigger than horses. I've seen lots of moose killed by by grizzly bears in my years. It's amazing how such a big creature can move so fast. It's very amazing. So I'm just trying to get rid of some of this extra napkin around the doorway here. Using my knife to get rid of that extra napkin. Looky dooky, I think I got most of it. The little tiny bits that are still stuck there, I'll just be painting over that doorway anyway. So yeah, so that's that. Oh my goodness, Ramona, that's scary. I know I had, in 2009, I had a really bad allergic reaction to some medication, and it put me in the hospital for 6 weeks, and it caused a reaction to my skin that it looked like it blistered like 3rd-degree burns. And that's partly why my skin is so messed up. Or not messed up, it's pretty good right now, but it was messed up really, really bad for many years. But it's just in the last 3 years it's gotten better. But I used to have blisters over like my whole entire body. Like, I would get blisters anywhere, anytime I would, like if I bumped my wrist like that, I would get a blister on that spot. And so my skin's a lot better than it used to be, thank goodness. So I'm just make sure that the edges got a little more glue, just to make sure that they don't lift later. And you can use your Mod Podge later to seal the project, either with your gloss or matte. And but I'll probably be sealing mine with another sealer that I've got. I've got this acrylic matte that I will seal it with afterwards, after it's all done. And I just bought that at Walmart. I think it was like $6-7, so it was fairly cheap, so that's good. So I'm just making sure that my edges are tacked down, and I'll paint the bottom too. Might not do it while I'm on live, but I will paint the bottom. Oh, and I forgot to do my little window here. There's a little window right here with the wire mesh on there. I just use ivory soap, but on my face I use Cetaphil on my face, but the rest of me, my hand washing and that, I use just ivory soap. I can't use Zest or anything like that. Zest really does not like me. So I'm just making a little circle in this window with my pen, just to get the center section, to remove it off of here. And I'm just going to grab my, and I just got some tweezers just to pull that extra napkin out of the center. Just the center circle section. I do want to keep some of that napkin for the edges of that window. So that's why I don't want to rip it out entirely. And I'll show you in just a sec here. And if you were to do a birdhouse with the hole, you could do the same thing too. And I have done that with my other birdhouses. So I don't know if you can see that. See how I just cut out a little hole there? So I just did that. And now I'm just going to take a little bit more Mod Podge and just hit it up with some more Mod Podge, and it'll work its way into the corners there. And then when I take that tape out later, once it's dried, the little bits that are on the tape will come off with it too. But don't do it until it's actually dried, because otherwise it'll tear the napkin that's on the edges of your window. And just tap it down there gently. There we go. I don't know if you can see how it's kind of on the edges there. I don't know. If you want to just paint around that hole, you can do that too. That's probably easier, but I don't mind doing it that way. Yeah, it's amazing how many of us crafters we've gone through. Oh, horrible. So do you guys think I should do stripes on this roof, or should I just do it solid? Because I was just going to keep it solid white. Was what I was thinking. And then I was going to do like this aqua color around the door. Around the door, and then white around the door trim, because it's got two different, like aqua here and then white there. Then I was going to do white, but I could do white and aqua on the roof. That's an option too. That's an option too. And I got to mix up some color here, because this aqua I got is a little too dark. Like if you look at, so I'm going to tone it down. This is Craft Smart Ocean Breeze, and I'm just going to tone it down with some white. And of course I got paint on my fingers already. Oh, a bunch of paint on my fingers. Ooh, rude noises, rude noises. Oh, I kind of forgot this paint was getting kind of old. I knew it was getting down there, a little less paint. I'm just going to rip off that finger so I don't get... Oh, my comments aren't scrolling again. Oh, yoy, Ramona. That's horrible. Well, I hope you're doing better now, Ramona. I know my father-in-law had a bypass surgery, and he did pretty good with it. But I know when he was on the blood thinners, he was pretty weak for, I don't know, probably about 6 months after that, though. So it took a while to get over his heart surgery, but teal paint everywhere, all over my fingers. There we go. So what do you guys think? Striped on the roof or not? Or solid? I see one solid. Don't forget to hit the hearts too. Hearts. Facebook likes hearts. That way it gets me out there more. I love my fingernails, but I tell you, I don't like having stuff underneath my fingernails. Carol, how's kitty litter going? Hope you're having fun, Carol. I gotta do mine tonight too. Do mine. Well, she has more cats than me. I do mine every second night. I'm just mixing some white in with that ocean breeze color, just to tone make the color a little closer color to. Yeah, I think that's pretty close. Good enough. I don't know why my comments keep on going, not scrolling. That's weird. I'm gonna do this for now anyways. There's some hot glue on there, I see now. Or string. Or hair, I should say. It must be a big glue goop there, because I didn't glue that. That must be from factory. I might file that off later. I don't like it. I don't like it. I wanted this color because this camper reminded me of the old campers from like the 60s and that, and they often had this aqua color, 60s or 70s. I can't remember what years, but I remember campers being this color when I was really little. That or also 70s colors, but I'm not keen on because a lot of the 70s colors that rust orange and whatnot. But yeah. Do the doorway this color. Whoop. Glad that didn't fall on my napkin. Pick that up before I put my napkin into it. And those are just the wet wipes from, I think those ones were from Dollarama. They work really well. Nothing wrong with them. I'm going to do the roof. Yeah, it is a nice color, isn't it? I think I am going to do the roof this color. I could always add the stripes in afterwards. And being wood, you don't have to put chalk paint on there. I just did as a base coat because you do want a light color with your napkin, because whatever color you have on there will, unless it's a really dark napkin, it will show through on your napkin. But in some cases it is nice. I know I've done some napkins where it was silver underneath, so it made the silver kind of show through the napkin. So it just depends on the look that you want. So, but in this case, I didn't want it showing through, so I painted it all white, and I just did chalk paint just for the fun of it. Oh, I hear a helicopter. That's weird. We don't have an airport near us either. Hopefully it's not an accident. We do have a highway that's kind of close to me here. So did you guys do anything nice today? I just had an eye appointment. I had nothing exciting going on. exam, and they told me I now need new glasses again. Jeez, it's like my eyes have been changing lots this last couple of years, which sucks. I got new glasses ordered. I'm nearsighted though, so I just need it for far off stuff like driving. It's definitely getting a habit of wearing my glasses again though. Oh, you mowed the lawn. Well, that's good. Hi, Linda. Hi, Cassandra. Great that you guys joined me tonight. I appreciate it. And if you're not following my page, just please press the top 3 buttons up top there. And I would love it if you would follow my page and then also hit the notification bell so you can get notifications when I'm on as well. That would be wonderful because I love having someone to chat with as I'm crafting. I'm just painting a wood camper. It's from Dollarama here. I bought it in Spruce Grove, which is just outside of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. So I Mod Podged this napkin on here, and now I'm just painting the roof. I love camping, so this is totally just gets me in the camping mood. Love camping. A lot of people are complaining about gas prices also. I don't know how many people are going to be gassing. If everybody does, or camping this year, if they are, they're going to be camping a little closer to home with gas prices. Our prices are $1.89 a liter, and it's about there's about 4 liters in a gallon, so it works out to, I think I calculated it a while ago that it was, by the time you did the exchange and stuff like that, it was close to $7 a gallon if you're paying US prices. Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. Crazy. I know I looked online at some other places like Australia and the UK, and they're expensive there too, but they aren't much different than ours. I don't know, our economy is definitely being really weird all over. Oh, thank you. My usual glasses that I wear in the house here, I love them, but they're getting a bit old, and I was worried about the frames cratering on them, so I ordered new frames this time because they gotta last about 2 years. So if I could have put new lenses in them, but the frames, the screws keep on coming out, and they can't get those kind of screws for those frames anymore. But those glasses, my other glasses that I have that I wanted to get changed over, they're about 5 years old, so maybe even 6 years old. I can't remember. I got them quite a while ago anyways, so I got just a whole new set, and I'll just take my other set and keep them as a backup in case something ever happens, if I ever break one or whatever. Don't think my prescriptions changed super drastically enough, but enough where the eye doctor wanted me to get new glasses, so but luckily my benefits covered the new glasses, so that's good. With this, there was that string on the top, and I'll show you in just half a sec here, and all I did is cut the string out and use a little bit of hot glue to glue in the hole. So yeah, that's all I did with that. I'll show you another one here. So this is one that is similar, both from Dollarama for $4. So I had this cord, and all I did was just cut it out, and it's just a knot inside of here. So once I cut that, I was able to pull it out and then just glued the whole the whole shut. I can't talk. Yeah, I just got mine checked today. Yeah, gas prices are crazy. And I guess because of the war and that, I guess we shouldn't be relying so much on Russia and whatnot for gas. Especially here in Canada. Canada's got tons of oil and gas. We shouldn't be relying that much on Russian oil and gas. Kind of annoys me that our government has got us into this dilemma of my paint's just getting dry, so I just squirted it with a little bit of water just to prevent it from drying out here. So that was the last of that color I have. I should see if I can pick up some more of it. I do have a similar color, but it's a little bit darker or lighter. So if I do run out, I could just try mixing some more with that other similar color. But I wanted to use this color up completely. And I'm just trying to make sure I don't have any little white gaps in here, so hopefully I got enough here. It looks like I'll be close to having enough. You see me miss any spots, let me know. It's amazing with the camera. Some people you can see missing spots easier than I can. So if you guys could do me a favor, if you could also do this. Facebook doesn't like us saying that. If you could do that, I would really appreciate it. And that way Mr. Facebook can get me out there. Get a few more followers. I did just get approached from a group to do an event though, so just today, so hopefully she gets back to me and she asked me. It's a group I have to look into. I'm not in that group yet, so I was kind of surprised that they approached me, but I'm quite impressed. I'm happy. And it's 1 hour event, so I don't know if I could do the half-hour events. I'm too slow of a crafter, I think. But yeah. I might have to mix a little bit. I gotta do underneath that ledge still. Oh, my nose. Sometimes I wish it would just stop running. It drives me nuts. I'm just using a beveled edged brush. Yeah, 30 minutes is fast. Yeah, 45 minutes, even that would even stress me right out, I think. I don't know. I don't know how Justin does it, but Justin, he's amazing. He's like, he even talks fast sometimes. It's like amazing. It amazes me how fast he goes sometimes. It's like, holy, I don't know if I could go that fast. That's Justin with the Crafty Brother. And if you guys have a craft page, please feel free to come on with your craft page. Like Carol Ruth here, my friend. She's with the Carol Ruth Creation Station. And if you're not following her, follow her. She's an awesome crafter. She's a great friend and always there to help me out too if I ever have questions or concerns. And she's actually a really funny lady too. She always makes me laugh. One of my favorite crafters. Her, Justin, with Justin's the crafty brother, if you don't know, and Debbie with Cruises Designs, and Miss Jim with JEF, an old woman who makes things. Those are probably the main pages that I always follow. I always watch their videos. Oh, and another one I follow too is, and I don't always watch every single one of them, but I try catching most of them, is Sheri's Designs. And Sheri's Designs, she's knows so much of different techniques. Like the other day I was watching her and she was making flowers out of coffee filters, and it was just like, I've never done that, but I know I'm going to try it in the near future to make some like that. I thought that's so cool, and they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. So yeah, those are probably the main ones that I love the most. And just make sure I haven't missed any spots. What do you guys think? Yeah, two for Tuesday. That would be fun. Okay, sounds great. Yes, actually, I just started following Digital Deco Designs. She looks like she's an amazing woman too. I think I've watched, because she's been doing like 2 for Tuesdays and stuff like that. Or not Tuesdays. She's been doing 2 for videos. So I've been watching her do some of those lately. And I was actually thinking of maybe subscribing and getting some of her prints. I do have probably, I've got about 30 napkins now. But some of them would be nice just to have to print, to do some of these projects with, because she has some beautiful prints. So I'm just doing this aqua color in the hubcaps. And try not to touch anything with my hands while it's still wet. Like I said, I kind of like this color because it's reminded me of the old campers from like the 60s and whatnot. They were often, even cars back then were like this color too. There's a gooby there. So yeah, I just doing the center of the wheel there, that color. And later on I'll paint the bottom this color too, but I'm not going to do that while you guys are on here. And hang on again, sorry, my nose, hang on. Oh, this shirt drives me nuts. I need to get another shirt this color because I like this color, but it always falls off my shoulders all the time. I need to get another shirt this color, and that way I can get rid of this shirt. Plus I've lost over 60 pounds now, so a lot of my clothes are starting to get really loose on me. So but I'm trying not to buy any more clothes until, because I want to lose another 40 pounds. So yeah, here I am reaching for my glasses, and I don't even need them. It's just habit of reaching for them all the time. So I'm going to do the white now around that door edge. And this is just apple barrel white. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy schmancy. I'm just cleaning off my brush. Yeah. Well, I wanted to lose weight. I had a friend who was just a smidge younger than me. She was a year younger than me. And sadly, she passed away 2 years ago. Well, a year and a half ago. and she was just a smidge younger than me, and she didn't have like lupus or anything like that. Just want to make sure all that color's out of that brush before I start painting with it. Yeah, but she was overweight, and it just kind of made me realize that I gotta do something, because I don't want to die at like 50 years old like she did, because she had some kids that were all like in their late teens, early 20s, who were devastated by her loss, and my kids are like just a little bit older than her kids. And it just kind of gave me the wake-up call to change my life, because I've got lupus too, so my lupus makes my health not the greatest. So, but having lupus and being overweight, it's even worse. So I thought, okay, I gotta change. I gotta do something about it. I'm just doing the outside edge, because that napkin, just a tiny bit on the edges, so I'm just putting some white on there. Plus the chalk paint, it was a little streaky here and there from me sanding it and whatnot too, so just adding some white on there now. So yeah, it just gave me the wake-up call to change. But I'm feeling better now that I've done that, so I'm glad I've lost this much at least. If I want to lose another 40, then I think I'll be happy with my weight. At least be decent. I'm already having problems with my hips and stuff like that, so hopefully this will help with that. Sorry, don't mean to ignore you guys. I'm just trying to concentrate on not making a mistake here. And I'm doing that birdhouse peg white too. Person could almost, if they wanted to, they probably could put some wood, like take that peg off and then put a door on there. Some wood on the door area to fill in that hole, but I don't know, I didn't mind it staying there. But if your person wanted to make it look like a camper that's not a birdhouse, you could do that. Just use a popsicle stick to make a new little door, or a couple popsicle sticks. Depends on the size of your popsicle sticks. You can get some of those pretty big ones now. And you can use that to fill in the hole. With painting like this, if you are, it's always better to have a little too much paint on your not too much, but more on there. If you have less, it doesn't always get to the edge of your lines as good as it should. So you always kind of want to keep it somewhat full, but not dripping full, just somewhat full. I know, it's kind of hard to explain. And I don't know if you can hear my dog. She just woke up. Moving over. Sure, I don't mind anybody asking. Lucille? Lucille, lupus is just an overactive immune system. Basically, it is where your immune system, instead of being at your normal level like here, lupus, your immune system is way up here. and we have to take medications to try to bring it back down to a normal level. I was on a chemo drug for 8 years, a mild chemo drug to try to knock my system down, but it wasn't working very good. It was making my skin just a real hot mess. So I just got a new doctor 3 years ago, and he switched me to an IV treatment. It's called IVIG, and it's basically part of your blood plasma from donations. So blood donors, they're part of the plasma goes into this IV treatment, and I get that every month, and that helps bring my immune system back down to a lower level. And so I've been on that for 3 years now, and now my skin no longer has all the blisters and rashes and all that stuff. But unfortunately, from having these issues for like over 8 years, doctors say now that my hair will not grow back. This on the top is like 100% gone, and then this side and this side, they're over like 50 and 75% gone on that. They only have a bit of hair in the very back. I don't know if you can see some of the stubble there in the back or not, but that's the only place that I have pretty much normal hair now. So, but oh well, that's the way she goes. And but I'm just grateful that I don't have all those skin problems anymore, because it was horrible. It was to the point where I couldn't, like, my clothes were tearing my skin, and oh, it was just horrendous. And like I couldn't, and I still can't really wear jeans. Jeans still bother me, make my skin a rash, but at least it's not like broken anymore like it used to just tear my skin and that before. No, I have to get poked every month. The doctors, my specialist, he highly suspects that if a port would, with my immune system being all wonky, I'm really prone to getting infections really easily now. Lupus, you can live a whole life, but I'm a lot more prone to getting infections. And if I do get infections, I'm more likely to die from a regular old infection or virus than I am from lupus itself. So I just got to be super careful to not get sicknesses. Like, I'm bad. Like, one of my kids, like, one time he came home and I got a cold from him, and he had it for 4 days. Well, I had it for 4 weeks, and I was bedridden the whole time. So that's why I really gotta watch that I don't get these infections. And then I've had 3 years ago, I had 2 friends that were part of my lupus support group pass away from just, like, the one, she had she had one of her blood work done on her arm, and got a virus from her needle, and they ended up amputating her arm trying to save her, but it was too late. It spread to her whole body, and she died from that. So that was one who passed away. And then the other one, she got a cold, and it turned into pneumonia, and she died within 3 months of catching pneumonia. Oops. So yeah, it's definitely, yeah, so I gotta watch that I don't catch, like, any infections or anything like that. So yeah. Yeah, it is. Thanks, Susie Q. Welcome, welcome too. So yeah, and here it is so far. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna put, I just thought of it, I'm gonna put some white around the wheels, and then I'm gonna put the black on, because back then they used to have white wall tires. So I think I'm going to do that. But I might get a different brush. That one might be a little too big. I'll try that one. We'll see how it goes. Do some white wall tires. We love old cars too. My dad's a retired mechanic. He used to always, my parents always used to take me to car shows and stuff like that. And Dad would always tell me about some of the cool things about the old cars and that. I'm trying to keep this semi-round. I just put that original circle in the tire. I used the cap off of to trace around. It was just the cap off of my water bottle. And I just traced it around the wheel, but now I'm just freehanding it, trying not to goof up here. Try not to put my fingers in the paint either. And I will paint the bottom of this afterwards too. I'm not going to leave it white. I'll do that aqua on the bottom. But I won't do that while you're on here. That'll be too boring for you guys. I'm scared I'm boring you enough already. Okay, so you can't see the white. I don't know why I'm showing you that. Brain lapse. Okay, I'm just going to turn on the blow dryer, so if you have sound aversions, just watch your ears for a minute. Yeah, kidney issues is awful. I have the one medication I was on gave me a bit of kidney damage too, so I know what that's all about, and that's why I get up at night now too, to use the washroom all the time. Sucks getting older. The cool thing with this camper is the wheels actually turn too. I don't know if you can see that, but they actually, so they got an actual axle because they both turn together too, which is, I thought was kind of cool. So yeah, and there goes my nose again. Okay, good night, Ramona. I'm so glad that you were able to join me. Ugh, stupid nose. I know. I'm turning 52 this summer. But I swear my body feels like it's 20, 30 years older, I swear. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I'm just going to put a bit of black on those tires. And then I'm going to try again to get a little sticker or words done for the back of this, and to say camper life on the back here. So I'm going to keep on trying with that. I'm not going to give up on that entirely. Oh, I'll try. I've got a cousin, well, a couple of cousins that are pretty good with crickets, so I might give one of them a call and say, what am I doing wrong? Why does this machine hate me? Yeah. Let's see if I can not goof this up now. Seems so quiet. I'm used to, when I do crafting, quite often I do it while I'm watching other crafters. So now when I'm doing this and there's not that noise in the background, it seems so quiet. But I'm very grateful, at least I have you guys to talk to. And just doing around the outside edge of that tire. Thought about putting a flower on the back of the camper, but then I thought, no, I'm going to put a sticker on there instead of with my Cricut. But yeah, whoop! My brush just went across that, so I'm going to have to fix that. That's not too bad. Oh yeah, there's our. Yeah, it is really nice. It is nice having someone to talk to as I'm crafting. Oh, I gotta make sure I don't get that. Oh, I did too. I'm gonna dry that right real quick. What happened is the wheel moved down and it touched that napkin a bit. Actually, I should take this and try to wipe it off. Not gonna be lucky. I'm just taking a paintbrush and trying to wipe that off. Being black, it's gonna be tricky. But if you get it right away, sometimes you can get it off. The only other trick is that the only other worry that I got to worry about is that being a napkin, you can't get it too wet because it'll tear too. So you kind of gotta do it carefully. Well, what I'll do is I'll just take a bit of paint and touch that up afterwards. So yeah, the side effects is right. Okay, watch your ears. There you go. I don't know if you can see where I just the slight bit of gray there, but I'll take a bit of paint and touch up that with some dry brush white on there to fix that. Yeah, I don't think Carol gets cranky either, but I know especially when I was sick really bad, I asked my kids. I used to get cranky sometimes when I was sick. When I first got really sick, it was a rough time in my life. Not only from being sick, but my marriage ended at the same time. So being a single mom who was sick and dealing with issues with my ex, and it was horrible couple years. And then people not really understanding when you're that sick, what it's like being sick, and they're still expecting you to be the same old you were and do all the stuff that you used to do, even though you're sick now and you just don't have the energy. And yeah, it was a rough couple years. Even now, I still have some days that are just kind of, oh my lord, I just feel like doing absolutely nothing some days. I just feel rough. Very rough. A little wider with that black, I think. I went a little too narrow there, I think. A little bit wider. Well, you know what? It wasn't fun, but I kind of look back at it and I think, oh, it's better than being in a marriage that was not very good. I'm happier now, by far, than I was at the end of that marriage. And I'll paint the inside of that tire afterwards black also. But I won't do it while I'm on live here, because that's just, I'm scared I'm boring you enough already with my painting, my slow painting. But I did want to do this with you because I know I brought this camper on. Somebody saw a sneak, I think I was doing it when I was talking to my friend Debbie while I was on a live with her with Cruz's Designs, and I was just putting the primer on it, and some of my friends that saw it then and said, when are you going to do that? Oh, that must have just came out of the camper. I thought I shook it out the other day. That's funny. So yeah, they've been asking what I was going to do with it and when they were going to see me work on it again. So I thought tonight's the night to do that. So there we go. And I'm just going to dry this too before it touches that paper. Yeah, I'm kind of a night owl, so I don't go to bed too early. Oops, I just hit that with the bow dial. Okay. Well, what do you guys think of those wheels? Does that look all right? That's good, Denise. I wasn't sure if you were or not. Yeah, I tend to stay up later than I probably should most nights. So I'm just gonna cover that up a bit and just, there they are. Just taking my tweezers because I had taped up this window that's in here. There's some wires underneath there, and I'll just show it to you here in a minute how it's gonna look without that. I might need my X-Acto knife. Just cutting the edges of that window, so make sure that the napkin / tape are not gonna pull my napkin off. So I'm just gonna cut around the edges with my X-Acto knife. Ooh, I must be having a hot flash again. I'm warm. Well, I'm just taking tweezers to get that out. My fingers are too fat to get in there to get them myself. I got some white paint or something on that one bar. I'm just gonna, there we go, got it off. I just got the tape off. And it was just painter's tape that I had on there. So there she is. So all I'm going to do after I'm done my live here is I'm going to try to get that sticker printed for on the back saying Camper's Life. And I'm going to paint the bottom and the inside of the wheels in here so that they're not white. But that's it. I think that would be it. What do you guys think? Oh, that sounds great, Carol. I love gardening too. I think because the weather's kind of been not so great here. The only thing that's growing half decently here is my peas and beans so far. The rest is kind of itty bitty still. So I appreciate you guys that you're able to join me, and don't forget to hit the share button. Yeah, and once I'm done this, I'll try to get pictures tomorrow up of this, so that you can see 100% finished. So I appreciate you coming here and joining me, and it's always nice having someone to chat with as I work along. Yeah, it's been very, very nice, and yeah, I hope you have a great night, sweet dreams. And thanks again for joining me, and I hope you all have a great day tomorrow. And don't forget to spread the kindness. Try to do something nice for someone tomorrow. In this crazy world, we need to try to do nice things for other people, just to try to make their days go a little better. So good night, and have a great evening, eh?